All right, guys. Can you hear me? I mean, if you've been watching my videos, you already know what I'm going to say here. I told you not to short. I told you to buy. Did I not? Watch my videos. I told you to buy. I've been telling you to buy. I've been telling you to buy since like the bank panic, dude. So if everyone's panicking in the bank panic, think about this, guys. The market is a game where people who have an edge win. Okay, if there's a bank panic occurring and everyone's panicking, now I know there can be recessions and stuff, but you have to think about it in the context of the broader, like the recent price action. There already was a recession. The institutions moved all of the noob traders out of their tech stocks and from their positions that were in drawdown on tech stocks into high yield savings accounts and money market funds. That means the institutions no longer have to share any of their profits if they move tech stocks up again. So tech stocks go up. Even if there's a bank panic that scares people a little bit, baits in more shorts, it only can go so far, even in a bank panic, because the bear market was already over. So even if there's a black swan event, this is the effect of a black swan event, okay? Sure, it could have gotten worse, and the Fed did intervene, and what was really going on there was that whole thing was deliberate. What's really happening is that the big banks are muscling the smaller big banks. They're not big banks, but the smaller but still big, known banks like Silicon Valley banks. They want those banks to go under so that the big banks can scoop them up, right? Because a bigger bank buys up those banks, takes all their customers. It's oligopolization, right? Which is not quite a monopolization, but they're creating an oligopoly. But since in the U.S. there's protection against oligopolies, they have to form them out of necessity, right? They have to engineer a situation that forms an oligopoly out of necessity, because if there was no necessity for it, it would be illegal, right? So that's how they get in that gray area. But anyway, I've been telling you to buy, and what did I say in my previous video? Or I can't remember if it was the previous video or the one before, but the strategy is buy below the low of a red day that's not a swing high. So this red day, you should have bought right here, like I told you, right? Again, not financial advice. This whole thing is for entertainment purposes only, right? So that I don't, I can't on YouTube. You can't give financial advice on YouTube, but so entertainment purposes only. But I told you to buy below the low of the red day that's not a swing high right here. Where would you be right now? You would be 400 points in profit on the Nas. So, I mean, once again, my thesis is playing out. Okay, how many times there? And I said, watch how long they convince retail to short. Watch how long the news media and the institutions can dupe noob retail into shorting. Right? I said, watch how long they keep retail shorting, and they're going to keep ripping their faces off. They need retail to short in order to make more money when they drive prices up and put all of the retail traders and hedge funds into losing positions, right? So that's just basically what's going on here. Okay, you should not be shorting tech stocks. You should, if you're good at short selling, for example, my Rivian recommendation. The open today was not super great. It didn't seem great at first. So yeah, there was an opening balance short where the 930 candle forms, the 5-minute candle forms. Once it goes below the low, you can take a short trade, right? And you could put a stop loss at the top of that candle, and it would have given you, I think, like a 3-to-1 roughly today. Yeah, a little bit more than the 3. But the thing is where's Rivian at now? Right, so that maybe you scalped it. I mean, that's not a scalp, but that's a day trade, okay. But what we're getting into here on my channel is position trading, right? We're talking about the overall direction of the market long term, so that you can build up a massive position, because that's how people get rich. Okay, yes, there are some rich day traders, but they're few and far between. Okay, and most of them are liars. The real consistently profitable rich traders are people who are position traders, like swing traders and people trading long positions over long periods of time, weeks, months, years. Okay, there are traders. I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this, that there are traders who trade futures contracts that they hold overnight because they have the margin to, or maybe they trade it on a forex broker with NAS 100. If you had bought a NAS, like let's say you could afford overnight margin, which is like I think like 18 grand or almost 19 grand. So you'd need like you need like 20 grand to do this. Okay, but if you had bought one mini at the beginning of the bull market, it would be worth over 100 grand right now. One mini contract, if you had 20 grand of margin in your futures account to hold overnight, like through closes and stuff. If you could have, you could have taken other positions, taken partials and stuff along the way. But if you had, like, there are traders who, I guarantee you this, there are smart traders who have had a futures contract. They have minis that they've been holding since here, and they're not going to sell those. And one mini from here to here is already over 100 grand in profit. Okay, and they're not going to take profit on that. They are going to hold that contract for years. Okay, and you could have done that too. Now, obviously, there's a bear market, so that's when you need Michael Jenkins techniques. But again, I guarantee you, there are NAS traders who hold futures contracts for years. Okay, maybe even decades, right? Obviously, they have to roll the contract over, but they just roll it over, but they keep the position open, right? There are futures contracts that have been rolled every month. I'm not saying there's a ton of people that have done this, but just like there's people who buy the S&P 500 or buy the NASDAQ, but there's people who are buying that in the form of a futures contract that they roll 4 times a year, and there are people who have held futures contracts for over a decade, right? Think how much profit you have on a futures contract from back here, right? If it's 20 bucks a point, that means from a position like bottom of the recession, which is about, okay, let's just say about 1700. So 15,000 minus 15,500 minus 1700 is about 14.5, so 13.5. So do the math there. Okay, well, okay, that's for to hold for a decade. That's not like a super long period of time, or not a ton of money, but I guess that there are whales that have held enrolled futures contracts since the bottom of the 2008 recession or 2009 recession, 2007 to 2009 recession, and each of those contracts that they've had on since then are worth $276,000. Okay. So I'm telling you, there are people who do that. They trade futures instead of ETFs. But also there's people who do the same thing with ETFs, right? This is a long bias market, guys, and the real way to make money in this, obviously you want to make money off of these little Mickey Mouse moves and everything, leverage. Maybe you want to trade 0DT options, but I'm telling you that stuff's kind of gambling, because the only people who really are making money are people who aren't worrying about intraday little moves, but they're thinking of the broader context of where the market wants to go, and so they're dip buying, right? They're dip buying when this market punches down and makes a major low like that, right? For example, here on the 14th of June at around 2, it punches down, makes a low. I think that was probably FOMC, right? I'm not sure. I can't remember. But so it makes that low. So now there are smart traders who have that low marked out. And what are they going to do? They're going to buy right below that low, right here, right? And then if it goes lower, they're going to let it make another low right there, for example. And once it punches down below that low, they're going to buy more, right? And they're dip buying. They're not technical. They're not worrying about what's happening intraday or if it's selling off or whatever. If it sells off, that's good for them, because that's just giving them a discount to buy at. Right? So it's really about major highs and major lows, but also understanding that this is a long bias market. So you're not selling highs, you're buying lows, right? For example, right here, very pronounced low on Monday. Once it punches down below that, there's smart traders, big whales buying right there, right? So it's really not about like I have RTH on. Sorry, that's my bad. But it's not about CPI, guys. They already knew CPI was going to be bullish, right? They don't care about that because they know the market's bullish. So even if CPI is bad and it sells off, what are they going to do? They're going to dip buy, right? Because in the long run, whether the intermediaries make CPI go like this way or they go this way. And by the way, this candle printed fast. I've never seen a CPI candle print so fast. This was on almost zero volume. They say it's on 18,000. Dude, it wasn't. It was 18,000 of institutional money. There were no retail traders in this candle. You probably couldn't even get filled, and you would be foolish to try to trade this right here. Okay, unless you were in before, at which point you're just gambling though. There's no point. Okay, so what are you doing? You're buying the dips on a long bias market. Okay, it's really that simple. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, Rivian, I'm looking for higher prices. I gave you guys a video about it. I mean, today, I bet you there were a lot of people seeing this stock saying, oh, I knew it was going to sell off. It's a failed short. Guys, it's not. It's not. And it didn't quite give you, like I said before, it didn't quite give you a low that was lower than this day. That would have been a great buy, but that was too good of a buy, right? So I said for fundamental reasons, you should probably just buy above there. But buying below this low, even though it was a green day, like just based on my recommendation saying that this company has contracts with Amazon, this is a good entry, right? Anywhere below the previous day's low, good entry, okay? So I'm just telling you, Rivian's the play. Amazon, Rivian's the play. The NASDAQ, this stuff's the play. Look, it just made a new high of the year today, okay? It's going to keep doing that, guys. It's going to keep doing that, all right? Not financial advice, but entertainment purposes only, but, I mean, we know that's just YouTube. I'm just trying to help you guys out here, okay? These idiots are telling you to short the market, okay? I almost really want to put this guy on blast because this guy has frustrated me so much, okay? But I probably won't because that's kind of bad form. So, but there is this one channel that I kind of want to expose. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it. You know why? Because it's not even meant to disrespect this guy, but this guy needs to go, dude. In terms of his trading recommendations, this guy has cost his followers so much money. So I'm putting this guy on blast. I'm sorry. I know it's probably bad, and like, please don't report me for this, guys. But this guy is like, this channel, this guy, this is how you get monetized on YouTube. Okay, he's got a very good strategy for getting monetized, right? He pushes the same narrative every video. He makes these like clickbaity titles. And he's really good at growing a channel. Like, I applaud him for that. He's already, got 3.5 thousand subscribers. He's probably monetized. He's probably collecting ad revenue. That's something I would totally hope to do one day. But I'm not going to do it off of clickbait lies. I might have to make my channel a little more polished and clickbaity to get people to click on it. But I'm going to tell the truth on the videos, right? Look, every single video he says it stays away from crashing. For months, he's been saying it's going to crash. And people are watching this guy. They're in his Discord. He literally kicked me from his Discord for saying I was going to bet against him. And what's his latest video? He's talking about how there's a bloodbath, a CPI bloodbath incoming. Okay, and all he did, this is guys, do not trade like this. Okay, I have traded for years now. This is how you do not trade. Do not use trend lines. I repeat, do not use trend lines. Okay, if someone's using trend lines, stay away from them and forget everything they're trying to teach you.
Now, if you haven't, I'm going to show you something.
Watch this. Okay, just sit here with me and watch this guy for a sec. Okay, I'm going to put on captions.
One other YouTuber that called this out, but Microsoft broke support. So let's check out Microsoft real quick. So right here, Microsoft broke out.
Microsoft broke support, guys, right? That means we should short Microsoft. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Let's see what Microsoft has done since then. Well, it hasn't like rocketed back up, but it did gap up, and it's looking like if you tried to short as it broke support, you got your face ripped off. Am I right? I mean, you could be holding. Maybe it could reject again and sell off lower. I don't know. Based on the overall market, I highly doubt that. Okay, it looks more like I'm saying, smart traders, what are they doing? This is a huge buying opportunity. A big red candle that's discounted, relatively discounted after recent price action. Whales are buying, hence why price is moving up, correct? Okay, so they're buying below the low of that candle. They're buying below the low of this candle. And the evidence is there by the price being moved up because demand for that, for these shares of this company is increasing. Okay.
Now, what would happen, right, if Microsoft keeps on dropping? And then you also have like Apple and all those other rejecting from a high. I think Meta's rallying today, so I want to show you Meta. But you need to pay attention to Microsoft because Microsoft is just the same amount of size as Apple. And if Microsoft keeps on dropping, it's going to look like this. So let me show you what AMD did when it broke its support. So check this out. This is what AMD looked like when it broke its support. Here, let me draw this back.
See, okay, see how he's like he's so obsessed with these companies breaking support, right? He's not paying attention to he's talking about channels and stuff too. The channel is heading upwards. The trend of this stock is upwards. But he's waiting for the what if scenario. He's just waiting for the top to happen. Guys, that's not how you trade. When a bull market's in, you ride that effort. You ride it for years, okay? Because bull markets last for years on the NASDAQ and S&P 500. Am I right? Look at the chart. Go back. I'm not going to do it right now. Go look at a weekly chart, a daily chart. Watch it. Look back for like 20, 30, 50. Look back as long as these indices have existed. You ride the bull market for years, generally speaking. Yeah, sometimes there will be dips and they'll take out sell stops during those bull markets. But if you the more you leverage into dip buying during bull markets, the better you do. Okay, and that's how the big traders make money. I'm just telling you how it is.
When AMD broke its support right here, it had a watershed moment, and then it just kept. Now, a lot of this is.
All right, let's see how AMD.
Stock. So let's zoom out a little bit.
Let's look at AMD today.
And by the way, this ER is earnings and.
All right, yeah, I didn't expect it. It hasn't rallied a ton yet, but.
That. So just pay attention to these upcoming stocks because with Google breaking, Microsoft breaking. AMD breaking, let's see, what else was it? It's Amazon. Amazon is breaking also.
Yeah.
So let's zoom in actually. Let me
go ahead and short Amazon.
Right so notice how
hey guys.
Amazon is getting rejected from this old.
Hey guys, short Amazon. See what happens. See what happens to your account when you short it. Go ahead. Make my day.
Microsoft, they're in control with Google. I think Google is still fighting for its life, so let's check out Google.
Fighting for its life!
So, but it just takes literally one small red drop in one of the indexes, and this is going to break support, and then it's going to act like that. It's going to, be held. So what's actually going with
dude, this is a discount.
DXY. So let's check out DXY, and then I'm going to go over price.
I haven't recommended Google yet. I'm probably not going to buy it because I'm fully leveraged right now.
Right here, it came back down into
but
the channel.
People are buying right there.
Rejection. So this is becoming as resistance. So let me zoom out. So on DXY, dude, it came back into this channel.
And he was bullish on the dollar too.
Talk about the indexes.
Who was I telling? Wasn't I? If you go back to my previous videos, from a couple months ago, I don't really talk about the dollar that much, right? Let's look at the dollar though. How's the dollar doing, guys? How's the dollar doing? Wow. What do you know? Didn't I tell you the dollar was going to sell off? I specifically remember this. I specifically said. I remember I did a video, it was back here. It was here. It was in April. I said, okay, price came down, took out these lows. Now, if they want to take it back up from there, they can. But I said, don't expect it to take out these highs because it's going to sell off. What the F did it do? What did it do? I'm actually surprised it sold off this hard. Guys, look, I'm literally called this like months ago, okay? I'm not a genius, but I paid attention and I think differently than other people, and I figured out some things that no one else wants to say. The people who know it won't admit it because they're making too much damn money off it and they need to keep everyone else in the dark to keep taking money. And then the rest of the people are completely clueless to this, okay? And somehow I figured this out by the grace of God. I've pieced pieces together, and I told you the dollar was bearish. Did I not tell you the dollar was bearish? Okay. I didn't expect it to be this bearish this quickly, honestly. But what's it doing? It's selling right off. Okay, guys, it's not rocket science. It's a zero-sum game. Do the opposite of what the news is saying. Do the opposite of what the banks are trying to get you to do. Anyone who has a vested interest in making a massive amount of profit out of these markets, look at what their narrative is. Who are they baiting in as the other side of their trade? Whose faces are they ripping off? Okay, then you have to jump in with them. Okay, it's not unethical. Okay, you're just along for the ride. You don't have power to move price. You're not there to screw anyone over. Okay, but you have to protect yourself against inflation. Okay, you need to put your cash in assets that are specifically designed to be a hedge against inflation and a depreciating dollar, right? Which is the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. I prefer the NASDAQ because it moves higher and it's more tech stock weighted. So these top tech stocks like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, all this stuff, Meta, Tesla, whatever. This stuff is designed as a hedge for the rich against the depreciating dollar, right? That's what it comes down to. No one really figured that out. I don't know. Somehow I just pieced it together, but it's what it is. Okay, so stay far away from these guys unless you're going to look at them and study how not to trade. This guy literally banned me from my comments. Don't even show up on here because I was trying to save people. I was trying to save these poor people in here. These guys are these poor people. You know that some of these people are actually shorting. They're buying like SQQQ or whatever because of this guy's recommendation. This guy is costing people money just to grow his YouTube channel. You can't do that, guys. If you're going to make a YouTube channel, you have to be telling the truth like I am, which is what the majority of these YouTube channels won't do. Now, something I want to get into with you guys, actually, this is kind of going to get into my analytics. I don't care, guys. This is a transparent channel. I'm not here to lie to you guys. You want to see some crazy stuff? Check this out, okay? This video that I did called Super Easy Trading Strategy. I don't know if this is sus or if this is how it is for everyone. This video was up to 800 views. And then repeatedly, day after day, every time it would get up to like 700, 800 views, YouTube would decide that like half of the views are bots. Which I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe it is, but I doubt it. And they keep suppressing my views on these videos. I don't know. Maybe that's how it is for everyone, or maybe my channel's targeted. I don't know. Probably not. I didn't think it would be big enough for them to find anything wrong with it. But my views are getting suppressed, and maybe that's just how YouTube's doing it now. Okay, so I think YouTube's trying to make it a lot harder for people to get monetized. They suppress views and stuff. Realistically, that doesn't really matter to me. What I'm interested in is getting subscribers so that I can tell more people about it, because the views aren't that important. Like, the views will come. What's important is getting subscribers. Okay, so I mean, this is kind of whatever, shameless self-promotion, but if you have people interested in finance, please lead them to my channel. I wouldn't be saying that for you guys to do this if I was making wrong calls, though, right? Everything I said is going to happen about the market for the most part. Like, I'd say like 80-90% of the things I said are going to happen, have happened, right? So bring people to my channel if you can, so that we can spread the truth to people and wake people up to the lies that fuel profits in the stock market for the institutions, okay? But yeah, so anyway, but YouTube makes it hard because, like, I was thinking, like, I was like, oh damn, that was a good video that I made, it was a good kind of clickbaity title or whatever, right? How do I get to it? Hello? Okay, here we go. I don't know what's going on. Content, there we go. Sorry, I'm not a pro at this stuff. But so yeah, this video started blowing up, and then they started suppressing the views. And that also happened with this too. And then I haven't made like super clickbaity like thumbnails and stuff. I've been mostly just focused on like trying to like put good content. So I'm going to put more effort into making thumbnails. The thing is, I have to go to the Mac side of my computer to make the thumbnails, but when I record the footage, I'm on my PC side, so like I get kind of lazy about that. But anyway, whatever, totally a tangent. But I'm going to try to put more effort into my thumbnails so that they look more appealing and more people watch my videos. But the thing is, guys, I'm not just trying to be a subscriber whore or like a monetized channel person. I really want to speak the truth. Like, my content has to be worth being monetized for, right? I can't tell lies to get monetized, which is what most YouTubers do. Okay, most financial YouTubers, they're promoted they get sponsored by people who give them a script to tell lies so that they can provide the other side of the trade for institutions and stuff like that. It's really shady. You won't be able to find evidence of that, but that's exactly why you know that that's what's happening, right? Because these institutions and these big whales can hide in the dark and pay big YouTubers to promote the other side of their trade, stuff like that. Anyway, I'm trying to come out of the woodwork and be one of the truth speakers who will probably have a harder time getting monetized, stuff like that, because I'm here to speak the truth, and people hate the truth, especially the people who stand to gain the most from the lies. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to try to put more effort into this channel, make it more polished, maybe do some transitions, maybe do some more face camera stuff, like try to make it more clickbaity, but with the actually having true substance to it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, anyway, total tangent and stuff like that. But guys, back to the financial stuff. I keep saying look for higher prices. Okay? Of course, during a bull market, there will be a larger sell-off inevitably at some point, but even that larger sell-off, all it is a dip buying opportunity. And yes, you will go into drawdown during that period from more recent adds to your position, but that's just how it is. That's just how it is. You just keep adding to your position, which sounds dumb, adding to your loser, quote unquote, but it's not a loser. You're just positioning yourself with good technical entries according to the larger thesis of a bull market, right? So anyway, not financial advice, guys, but take care, and I'll see you guys soon. All right.